What's up guys, Jake here. Welcome back to History of Gender. This time we are talking about pronouns. Pronouns have been around pretty much since the start of the English language and have evolved much as language does. The landscape of pronouns and their usage today looks vastly different than it did at their conception. Here's a brief history of the evolution of pronouns. In the 1700s, Old English started to drop the usage of gendered pronouns to refer to inanimate objects, a practice that still happens in languages like German and French. It vanished altogether in the 1200s, and it was thought that this was done to make the language easier to learn, since different languages and dialects spoken in England used different pronouns to refer to the same objects. Pronouns were now reserved for talking about people. The singular they was used as a gender-neutral pronoun from the 14th century up until the 1700s, where it was debated that he should be used as the gender-neutral pronoun, and they should be plural only. The use of the singular they has been increasing since the 1970s, along with movements for gender-inclusive language. But in the 1850s, the British Parliament stated that any use of the pronoun he should be taken as including women as well, so as not to seem sexist or uninclusive, since the use of he or she was acknowledged as sounding clumsy. Although at the time, educationalists were trying to push the use of the neutral he instead of they or he/she, these attempts failed, as most people continued using the singular they to refer to a person whose gendered pronoun had not yet been identified. This usage continues today, unknowingly to some, despite their insistence of not using they as someone's personal pronoun. It's used in contexts such as, someone's lost their wallet, I hope they find it. In the 14th to 18th century, pronouns like a and u were coming into use, marking the start of what we today call neo-pronouns. During the 18th century, the pronouns thon, ip, li, ear, and e were created, thon even being included in the dictionary at the time as a contraction of that one. The gender-neutral title mix has been around since 1977 and possibly even predates 1965, and these days is accepted by the UK government and included in the dictionary. Mix is a title used by non-binary people and people who wish not to implicate their gender by their title. During the 20th century, the pronouns a, co, et, and hu were created, hu being a shortening of human. Some of the most popular neo-pronouns in use currently are ze, zir, ze, zem, per, pers, and am. Per pronouns are said to be a shortening of person. Now, neo-pronouns aside, there has been a creation of pronouns that exist outside of the previous concepts. These are called noun-self pronouns. The creation of noun-self pronouns has caused controversy within the trans and non-binary community, and these pronouns can be used with any noun in a pattern like so. Star, stars, star-self, bun, buns, and bun-self, and so on. These pronouns are not supported by any dictionary or organisation as of today, but could be on the rise as more people are finding discomfort in pronouns and neo-pronouns. The biggest grammatical issue with these pronouns are that they include words that already have a meaning, therefore complicating the understanding of the sentence in which they are being used, which almost contradicts the previous pronoun movements of discontinuing gendering objects to make the language easier to learn. So I suppose the argument is as such. Are pronouns meant to make our language more specific, so as we can be more accurate without having to explain a sentence every time we speak? Or should our language be more compact and easier to learn? Either way, pronoun movements have caused controversy despite how progressive they might be. So I think that covers the basics of the history of pronouns about as accurately as I can find it documented. If you know of any neo-pronouns in use today that I haven't mentioned in this video, please leave them in the comments below because I'd be fascinated to see just how many there are. Hope you enjoyed this episode of History of Gender. I'll see you next week. Peace out, bitches.